Dear great YouTube, August Cunnis to Conor here back with another YouTube tutorial. In this episode today we have the top 4 guidelines for you to grow your Instagram profile. So my first tip is to use your Instagram stories. So if you look up certain hashtags or certain geolocations, like if I looked up Kildare, it would show me more stories than it would post, or to try and push the stories to be a little bit more. Jesse Driftwood is brilliant at entertaining people, whereas someone like Alan Palander, if you look at his stories, he'll have brilliant pictures and he kind of explain how he came about them. I try and do both, so if you look at my highlight stories, you'll see that I kind of have a bit of photo vlogs, as well as some of the pictures I try to explain what my mindset was when I took these pictures. Tip number 2 is just be consistent with your posts. It's that simple. In order to be consistent, you need to have a certain style or a certain niche. What this allows your followers to do is they expect what you're going to have. So if you're posting a couple of pictures of you in landscape photography and then the next post is a picture of my sketches, what I used to do, it doesn't really work and people don't know what to expect from you. You'll eventually find a certain style that you like. At the beginning, I would recommend not to try and pick one style. Experiment with a couple and then eventually you'll find one like I did. Tip number 3 is use hashtags. Instagram is founded on using hashtags, and you use your hashtags to reach a broader audience. Use consistent hashtags. So what I do for my posts is I always use the hashtag visual ambassadors. This allows me to kind of target a niche group of people that kind of like the same photography as I do. I don't know too much about the Instagram algorithm regarding hashtags and using bigger or smaller hashtags. What I do in my posts anyway is I use an accumulation of large hashtags and smaller hashtags. What I mean by this is hashtags that have like over 1 million are usually considered bigger hashtags, where a hashtag kind of small, like if you hashtag something where I live is Kildare, it's usually a really small hashtag. What this allows you to do, if you have a smaller hashtag, it stays on that feed longer, so there's not as many people clogging it up. Whereas if you have something like a photo of the day, which usually has like 200 million posts, then your photo's not going to stay too long on people's feed. This sounds very simple, but a lot of people don't. They just copy and paste the hashtags they find online. But make the hashtags relevant. So if you post a snow picture, put words like snowy, snow day, or snowed in, or forest, or whatever it is. Some people just find a lot of hashtags online that are like very niche groups and just throw it up. I would recommend, like I said before, using bigger hashtags and smaller hashtags. Instagram allows you to use 30 hashtags. Sometimes people don't use the full 30. I think you should, for the simple fact, if you had a product and you were trying to sell it and they gave you the opportunity to sell it to 30 people and you decided to sell it to 10, then you're kind of missing out on the other 20 people. Using them 30 hashtags allows you to get it to such a broader audience than it would be if you just used 10 hashtags. When putting in the hashtags, either put it in the caption or put it in the comments. Some people, when they put in the caption, put a couple of dots and then it's further down so it doesn't look too spammy. And then other people actually put it in the comments. I've actually tried and done both. I don't see too much difference between either or, but try both anyway and see what you guys can come up with. Tip number 4, and our last tip of this episode, is to like and comment on people's photos. What this allows for is that people know that you exist and that you've got similar content and that might be something they're interested in. Some people might see this commenting as spam. The way I see it is a way of marketing yourself. If you tell people, look, I exist, have a look at my content, I think it's really good, you could give people the choice to decide whether they want to look at it or not. This last part is not really a tip, it's just more general advice for you starting in either photography or Instagram. You've got to put the effort in. When I started this, I just thought, yeah, take a couple of pictures, post them, edit them a bit and just post them and that's it. It's a lot more than that. I sometimes spend whole days and take near 1,000 pictures and sometimes get 2 pictures out of it, and that will happen to you guys. For me personally, I only started this profile seriously in January, mid-January, when I only had about 450 followers. Now I have 1,400. So I've essentially grown 1,000 followers within a month and a half. And I hope if I keep this up that I'll eventually go a lot larger. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my top 4 tips for growing your Instagram profile. If you could like and subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. You can also follow me on Instagram at Kodo Photography. Salon. In style like my... What?
Do you know where my laptop is?
No.
It's drawer.
Oh. Do you have her laptop? Oh, do you know who probably has it? Molly.